Hello and welcome to the Pork and Knuckle Show, and this month is my personal favorite month. The best actor to have ever lived, my idol, my hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if you think that sounded a little bit strange, that's because it's pronounced properly. Arnie is from Austria, I am from Austria. I've even been to his personal hometown, and I think this man has given us so much before he went into politics, but let's not discuss that. We have many awesome Arnie movies to talk about, and today I would like to start with one of the best that he made in the 80s, the great satire, The Running Man.
So, The Running Man. Great. So we know Arnie is quite strong. Any excuse to take his shirt off, it's off. He uses the line, "I'll be back" as well in this
Which
movie.
is amazing, you have to say.
But is this before the Terminator or after?
After. I think it's 2 or 3 years after.
So they're milking the cow
Of
again?
course. No, that's an homage. Come on. That's like a quick throwback, an homage to the Terminator, to his success.
I think overall it was an okay movie. It was nothing to be too spectacular. I mean, Arnie's produced some bad movies. Hercules was one of them.
That was amazing. I love it.
This movie, it's okay. It's not... It's an Arnie movie. The guy is going to take his shirt off. He's going to start doing superhuman things because he's really, really strong. And since he's his idol, he's also really, really strong, as you can see. But, yeah, I don't... It's just a normal movie.
Okay.
That's it.
I have to say, first things first. The movie is based on a novel written by Richard Bachman.
There was a novel on this. Why?
Wait. By Richard Bachman, which was a pseudonym of writer Stephen King. So the story of The Running Man and the book was written by Stephen King. And
That doesn't make it better. It was
the
still
most
rubbish.
amazing thing is, I don't agree, because I think that after the Terminator, The Running Man, because the Terminator, of course, is just an over-the-top, great comic action movie. A typical 80s action movie like RoboCop.
It's
but
not comic.
But the Running Man is a satire, is a very mean look at the TV landscape. And if you look at how TV and movie producing has evolved over the last 30 years, I think today it's even more relevant than it was back then, because the reality of a concept like the Running Man show actually happening are getting pretty darn near reality right now. And I think Killian was an all-time great host, and I often feel, when I watch The Running Man, I often feel like I'm playing some sort of video game, because you have the levels, you have
It has a very video game feeling.
the big enemies, the big villains that you have to defeat with sort of cool strategies, like the barbed wire scene with Sub-Zero and stuff like that. You have
the line Sub-Zero. Now he's zero. Only Arnie can say something like this and pull it off on
and
TV.
make it funny.
And no one else can say this. I mean, it should be illegal to say stuff like this.
No.
But apparently it's not. It's
Should be illegal to
there
say
is
something like
a lot of
stuff that
cliches.
you're saying.
And
Yes.
I'm sorry, unfortunately, it was just not a funny movie. It was not funny.
Okay, to
If
me it's
Arnie
one of
was
the
not
5
there-
best.
If Arnie was not the actor in there, I don't think I would have continued watching it.
I think if Arnie wouldn't have made this film, that would certainly have been either a Stallone or a Steven Seagal flick.
Van
It could
Damme?
have,
Van Damme?
Van Damme would have been Van Damming awesome in this.
Okay, thank you for watching. See you next week. Take care. Arnie month. Woo! Welcome to the Pork and Knuckles show. Right, Commando. I think this is his best movie. It's better than Terminator 2. This is such a good movie. However, some of the scenes, like the scene in the mall, reminds me of Scarface. I don't know why, but it just gives me that Scarface chaos movie when the two gangsters or the two snitches are running away. He's running away. The woman's running away. Everyone's going in different directions.
Say hello to my little phone booth.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he just picks up a phone booth. But then again, Arnie can do this.
Yes.
I think Arnie did not take his shirt off as many times as he should have in this movie. Because normally he doesn't wear his shirt in all movies.
Doesn't he have it off for the entire third act?
The third act should have been more, the whole, but I liked his...
And the opening scene where he carries the tray and feeds deer with Alyssa Milano.
The shirt should have been off in the whole of the mall scene as well. Like,
are you sure that you don't want to start talking about other types of movies here?
No, just that. And... What? You made me forget what I was gonna... Oh, yeah. I quite like the joke, dead tired, after he kills the guy. Yeah. That was funny. That was brilliant. And then he just walks out of a plane, as you casually do. Just, yeah.
He jumps off the plane, actually.
No, he walks all the way to the bottom and just goes, woo! And then he's off. He's like, come on, mate. It's not that easy to get to the wheels. Firstly.
And you would die.
And you would die. You would die. Like... I don't understand what was going on there. That was a bit of like false reality, false positives and that. But the woman's role. What was the actress's name?
Rae Dawn Chong. When I have it in my head correctly, Rae Dawn Chong. She made a few more action films, and she's actually pretty damn awesome.
She should have been better in this movie. More vocal. And more active.
I think
and
not,
taking
because
part into the shootings as well.
Yeah, that. But I think one of the main key arguments for Commando is that it's so nicely short.
That's a good thing. Really, movies are not short. This is cool.
Character development necessary. I mean, to give my opinion on Commando, I have to cite the great critic Chester A. Bum, who used to say, "Oh my God, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life!" It is. This is.
It's a great
I
movie.
say this is the best Western action movie that has ever been produced, period. The only action movies where you could start arguing that they might be better action movies are the early John Woo stuff, like Hard Boiled, for instance, where Jo Yun-fat
to Bruce Lee
basically... Well, I wouldn't compare shooting action and fighting action, but that is amazing. Arnie has a clever one-liner for every single goddamn scene. What I love so much about this film is that one guy at the beginning of the film, you have to imagine the commandos, they raid John Matrix. He's called John Matrix. This home, they kidnap his daughter, and then they have one guy who then has to sit in his daughter's room and await him to tell him that they have taken his daughter, because the simple fact that his daughter was, well, gone wasn't enough. So this guy has to have been looking through her room, finding or cutting out a red heart, and then he's sitting here with his tiny red heart held in his hands and says, "If you want to see your daughter again, you have to cooperate, right?" And Arnie's just like, "Wrong." And that is one of the most awesome scenes I've seen in any action film. I love the kill where he holds the guy on his ankle and says, "Hey, do you remember when I told you I'd kill you last?" "Yes, yes." "I lied." What? It is so amazing. Let off some steam, Bennett. The whole fight scene against Bennett is so amazing. The main villain is freaking Hank Azaria from The Simpsons. One of the main voice actors of The Simpsons is the villain in this movie. And he has more hair on his back than this dude has. Believe me. And it is just from second one to the beginning of the end credits, a film that usually does get me a little teary-eyed, because this is a film that makes me so insanely happy that I can watch this every year at least once. And I have to, because it's the best action movie ever produced outside of, well, Hong Kong.
Thank you for watching. Take care. I'm now exhausted of listening to him, and I'm sure you are. So please take a break and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello and welcome to the Pork and Knuckle Show, where we talk about movies that are awesome even though no one other than me can see this. Today on the menu is Batman and Robin. And we have to go a little bit back into the Batman film history. We of course have the great 1989 original by Tim Burton, who then directed the sequel that was so dark McDonald's even stopped selling the toys with their Happy Meal, and Warner wanted someone a bit lighter and a bit friendlier to direct the third one. Out of this came Batman Forever with Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as the villains. A great, colorful, but immensely stupid film, followed by even more stupidity in Batman and Robin. Holy Christ, is this a bomb, and an awesome one.
Sure, and Arnie month, make Arnie Mr. Freeze. The best thing about this movie is Alfred.
Yes.
So, thank you for watching.
No,
I think that's it. I don't know what else to say.
I still think that, I mean, this was the first Nostalgia Critic review that I've ever seen, and something that sparked still growing love to this character and to Doug Walker's reviews. But we have to talk about the bad nipples that they have attached to his costume on the outside, of course, and of course the lunacy of the Bat credit card.
Yeah, what was this? But this was
like
product
that.
placement.
Yes,
this is
I like
Visa
that. Yeah.
paying to get. Oh, I have a Bat credit card. What? Completely random.
Yeah.
Why is even George Clooney as Batman doesn't work? What is that?
I disagree.
Batmobile is quite cool. Okay, Batmobile is cool. We all know this. Alfred is cool. Actually, Arnie as Mr. Freeze was quite cool. This crazy woman lady who became the villain. Well, who was the villain?
Uma Thurman?
That.
The plant, Poison Ivy.
Connect.
That's Uma Thurman, that's Kill Bill.
Yes.
The Kill Bill.
But before this, why was she experimenting with snake venom, or what venom was she trying to extract? And what is this madness?
Have you seen
it
her
was
face?
Just complete rubbish.
She was insane.
It was just... That villain was not as good as Batman being Batman. I mean, Alfred could have destroyed the villain. Alfred should have destroyed the villain. I didn't quite understand why Alfred's niece randomly just appeared. I think Robin just needed a love interest or something.
This niece was so annoying. Alicia Silverstone was very annoying. Chris O'Donnell as Robin was a bit annoying.
He was rubbish.
But I kind of like George Clooney as Batman.
Just all the characters were rubbish apart from Alfred and Mr. Freeze.
No, but George Clooney wasn't entertaining kind of rubbish, and I think it was not his acting or any of the others acting. It was just a terrible script.
Yeah, it just didn't fit.
And the only actor apart from Alfred who managed to make this weak script and his weak character work was Arnie. Arnie was amazing.
He was so good. Arnie was good.
You know what I
imagine? His facial features. Yeah. That was some serious... Was it cosmetic?
Yeah, no, it was prosthetics. There was no CGI.
That was
in this
so
makeup.
Wicked. Really, really cool. So, Arnie, well done. Alfred, well done. The rest of you, not so well done. Resign from acting. I don't know why George Clooney got a career after this as an actor. Like, what are you doing? Good. He's okay.
He was great in Last Week Tonight. No,
this movie, even Ocean's 11, 12, he was alright.
One thing that I have to add, I mean, I greatly respect Arnie, but he delivered his one-liners, as bad as they were, with so much enthusiasm and so much power in this film that I can really imagine him sitting there in the morning, sipping his cup of coffee and just giggling just out of sheer joy for what he is going to say on that day of shooting.
Or maybe
Even
And the
improvise
opposite,
something.
I think
Have
the
some
opposite.
ice, Brooke.
I think the opposite. I think he's so angry at the crap one-liners, he's probably benching 700 kilos. Okay, maybe he's benching Austria on one hand, Switzerland on the other hand, and he's just like,
My God, that would be like...
and he's just angry at the scriptwriter squeezing some mountains, gets up, and he's just like, okay, now I'm gonna go and just start cracking up some jokes.
After the line squeezing some mountains, I'm gonna give you some time out. This time it's me ending the show. Right. This is it for today. I'm gonna put him back in his cage now. We'll see you guys again next week, hopefully, and take care.
Terminator 3. We have to talk about this. Welcome to the Pork and Knuckles show. It's Arnie month, so...
We also have to talk about how to structure sentences.
So, we have to talk about Terminator 3. And, well, the only good thing about Terminator 3 is... People question me. I'm studying artificial intelligence and people question me, will we be like Skynet? That is the good thing that came out of Terminator 3. People question what artificial intelligence is, and they're quite scared of it. So they're scared of computers. Everything else should go back into Terminator 3, stay there, and...
be ashamed of itself.
And that's it. That's the end of that. Arnie tried his best. Arnie was okay, but it was terrible. O'Connor's were terrible. What was O'Connor's girlfriend or woman sidekick, girl, whatever? What was the point of her? Oxygen thief? No point. This is complete disgrace. And then, there was no end then. That's it. The whole movie was a pointless movie. I mean, the standard procedure of getting sent forward into time, or T-800 went back into time this time. I don't know. I've lost the time sequence now. Stealing someone's car. Getting up to no good. Tomfoolery. Blah, blah, blah. Just refusing to die. Skynet takes over the world. That's it. Great. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and I first I have to say I understand why you study artificial intelligence, since you're sadly been left out of the real thing. But when it comes to Terminator 3, I mean, it's hard to come out as Terminator 3. Terminator 1 was an impressive work of art, a great all-time favorite action movie, and then it was surpassed by its sequel, actually.
Which is one of the greatest movies ever made.
I still love the first, but
second is the best.
You can't argue that the second doesn't kind of make the concept with turning Arnie into the good guy somewhat more awesome.
It's amazing.
And it's something that James Cameron did twice in his career, making a sequel that's better than the original.
Yeah,
that's holy hell. Let's see how he fares with Avatar. As long as he doesn't call anything unobtainium
make Avatar green.
Never gonna get you.
No,
so
make Avatars green who eat avocados. Super hit. And vegan.
Yeah,
absolutely
let's see what he does with the Smurf Pocahontas next, but let's stick with Terminator 3 for now. I kind of like certain things about this film. I think Kristana Loken was cool as the Lady Terminator. See what I did there? There's actually a movie called Lady Terminator where an old South Sea queen has a snake in her JJ and then has it big bite of the guys, and this film exists. Check it out. But Kristana Loken is very cool, actually. I love the scenes in the bathroom where she and Arnie are just going at it, destroying everything. That's a good fight scene. And I remember the DVD of Terminator 3. The Terminator 3 DVD was one of the first DVDs I had in my collection, and when I started having a projector and a 5.1 surround system in my basement, I always used this one scene of Terminator 3 where Arnie was hanging on the crane as the demo material. This was for months the best thing that I have ever seen and ever heard in a movie. Of course, it's been now surpassed 20,000 times, but still, It is
the
a
chase
movie.
scene is quite classic.
It is
It's a good chase scene.
still a movie I have some fondness for, just out of the time it came out and the time that was in my
Universal
life
Studios? No.
Sony. It was Columbia.
Sony, yeah,
Columbia
Sony.
took it over. And it was in that point of time where I started actively watching and collecting movies. And Terminator 3 will forever have a place in my heart, even though I know that it does really kind of
It doesn't
suck.
do justice, but the chase scene... The chase scene is quite good.
The
That is a great chase scene.
the emotional moments are garbage, and whatever this
Why
Connor
is
family
Terminator emotional?
things,
Connor nonsense.
this
What
is
this nonsense.
this drags the movie down a great lot, and luckily, really luckily, this was the last time that they screwed up Terminator, and nothing bad came out of the franchise since.
Kind regards.
Right?
See you next week.
Right?
Goodbye.
Please tell me that's right.